My 5 sessions of running Desolation as an exploration of Ubiquity and for fun have come to an end, and now I will get to enjoy 5 sessions run by Same Old G, with him as the Game Master and the rest of the group continuing on in their roles, and me getting to play a character of my own. So it's very rewarding for me that this will be able to happen. Not only did I get to have a fantastic time running a great group of players through one of my favorite systems in a setting that I really enjoy. Desolation, I think, is a very, very solid member of the Ubiquity line of games. So not only did I get to experience that, but now I'm going to get to join these characters that I have come to really appreciate from behind the screen. I get to join them on the other side of the screen as a character of my own. And until that character is introduced in next week's session, mum's the word. So, briefly, what has happened? The characters were in the desert, as has been mentioned in previous clips, and took shelter in this ancient tower, which they came to discover was an artifact from centuries and centuries before, from the former elven, let's call it an empire, and had been lying in ruin, perhaps underground, unknown for up to 600 years, but had been disturbed and revealed by the apocalypse, by the Night of Fire. And as they're making their way across the desert, this seems to be the only shelter that they have. And as they get there, they discover that it's not very much shelter at all. There is a massive army approaching from the north, filled with what's called in the game Oruskans, which are the humanoid monsters of the setting, the orcs. And, well, they know there are orcs, but what else is there? Could be goblins, could be trolls. The orcs have a tribal and very violent community, and they're known to capture trolls and use them almost like living siege engines. And so who knows what this army is, as I'm no longer the game master. Literally, only Same Old G can say. So that army is approaching this area, and this tower is on one side of a massive canyon that was split in the earth by some of the events of the apocalypse, the Night of Fire. Down in the canyon there is the ruin of a community, and there's signs that there are people down there, people who, because of their placement on the other wall of the canyon, have no way to see the dust cloud raised by the approaching army. What do the characters do? While they are trying to feed themselves, while they're trying to rehydrate and recover from the wounds and the stresses of the desert, night falls. They'll have to deal with the army, or a decision about the army, the following day. Close to dawn, a gnome, someone from the community below, comes and is surprised to find them in the tower, surprised and disappointed, and on a mission, and assumes that they will join him in this mission because this mission is opposed to the threat of this army. And I was intensely gratified that the characters, survivors, all with goals about what to do in this ruined world, completely turned their back on this guy, completely turned their back on the mission he was undertaking, and completely turned their back on this community and this encroaching army, and lit out for the hills, saving themselves. It was so refreshing that a group of people not built as heroes and world changers decided not to be heroes and world changers. Now, this is not to say I don't love my heroes, which I do, and I love the person who stands up for what is right because it is right, even though they are powerless to stop it. But at the same time, I like decisions to be based in the core of the character. And so, even though this choice was placed before them, they chose survival. And I cannot tell you how gratifying that was. It is a truly great final session for me. And joining in now as a character, I can't wait to see where we go.